What is up, YouTube? Back with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can get the platinum score in today's competitive Nightfall for Guardian games. Now, I just want to highlight what today's is because I kind of forgot the name already, but it is Arcadian Valley. Okay, Exodus Crash. So this is like one of the old Nightfalls. I don't know if it's still in rotation or not for Grandmasters. I don't think so, but Exodus Crash. But very quickly, before we kind of get into everything else for this, I do want to note why you want to do this. So for Guardian games, you're going to get this quest when you start in terms of volley, shoot to score. And it's basically going to require you to go and hit thresholds in the quest. Now, for week 1, it was up to step 5. So if you're doing this now, like you just started the quest, then I believe you're only going to see step 6 to, I believe it's 10 this week. Yeah, step 6 to 10. And they're basically going to tell you, hey, hit the bronze score, which is 50,000 points, hit the silver score, which is 100,000 points, then the gold score, which is 150,000, and then platinum, which is 175,000. Once you hit platinum, they're going to go, hey, good job, and then based on whatever your highest score is, they'll basically rank you. So you can see currently I'm in the top 30%. Once you reach like this point, there is no other rewards to get besides just playing the Nightfall for the loot or trying to get within that top 10% rank, so you can kind of have like bragging rights and stuff like that. There is also a quest to get your exotic all-star vector hoverboard, and I believe you get it just by doing the quest that they give you as well. I don't have it since I completed the quest, but I believe getting a platinum score or something like that is one of the requirements. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I believe there is something tied to the hoverboard. But whatever it is, assuming you do need the platinum score, then this will basically help you with that. Now, one thing I want to note for this as well is ways to increase your score. So we're going to go over here to Journey, and then Current Season of the Wish, and then go over here to Season of the Wish, and then Guardian Games, or I should say Vanguard medals. So when you go here, it's going to show you all the medals that are in play when you play in a competitive Nightfall. Now, these are pretty easy. You can see Primary Spree, rapidly defeat 3 combatants with weapons using primary ammo. That just happens by itself, in the background while you play. So you'll get some like those. But then there's some that require a little bit of setup. And the easiest ones to do are Giant Slayer, which is pretty easy. Just defeat a champion, as it says. But Finishing Touches requires you to defeat a powerful combatant with a finisher. So you can see there, it really requires you to focus on those orange health bar enemies, those mini boss enemies, or just champions. Also count for finishers. You can get Finishing Touches. But then you add Insult to Injury, which is after using an emote, use a finisher to defeat a powerful combatant, and again, that works for orange health bars, yellow health bars, as well as champions. So if you go ahead and get a champion or an orange health bar enemy low, you get them low enough to where you can emote, then finisher, and then get your kill. By doing the finisher, you'll get pretty much 3 medals if it's a champion, and 2 if it's an orange health bar. So again, pretty useful medals just to pay attention to. And the good thing about today's, after playing it several times, I've noticed that you don't really need to kill every single champion in orange health bar. You can get away if you only care about the platinum. Now, if you're going for the top 10%, then obviously, pay attention to all these medals here. Try to, make a build that helps you get easy medals without doing too much. But I'm only showing how to get the platinum score. That way, everybody knows how to do it. And again, it's pretty much just finding champions, emoting, finishing, and then getting your score up like that. So let's go ahead and go over the modifiers very quickly. I went to the wrong playlist. It's in the tower. And then over here, Guardian Games Competitive Nightfall. I'm going to do it solo just to show you. But you can do this with the team. For example, if you have 2 other friends to play the game, go ahead and just say, hey, if we're going to get the best score, make sure you get champions low and orange health bar enemies low. Do a emote in front of them, and then do a finisher, and then you'll get a bunch of score just for doing pretty much a really easy task. If you're playing solo, it can be a little more difficult because of the ads and everything, but you can still get it done regardless. For the modifiers, we have shielded foes. You're going to face combatants with solar shields. Hero modifiers, barrier and overload champions. Arc threat, 25% increase to incoming arc damage. Scorched earth, enemies throw grenades significantly more often. Overcharged weapons. Strand surge, 25% bonus to outgoing strand damage. And then solar surge, 25% bonus to outgoing solar damage. Overcharged rocket launcher, which is a 25% bonus to rocket launcher damage. And then galvanized combatants have more health and are more difficult to stun. Now, just to show you Arcadian Valley Exodus Crash one last time, and then we're going to get into the loadout and then the gameplay. Now, getting to the loadout, I am running Solar subclass with Golden Gun Marksman, and then I got Gambler's Dodge, Triple Jump, Knife Trick, and Healing Grenades. Now for the aspects, I'm running On Your Mark and Knock 'em Down, And then for the fragments, we have Ember of Ashes, Ember of Char, Ember of Solace, Ember of Torches, and Ember of Eruption. Now for the weapons, I'm running Riptide. And I'm running Riptide because you can see it has the perk Chill Clip. And what this allows me to do is direct hits with the top half of the magazine cause a detonation that slows nearby targets. Now this is going to be helpful because since it's Overload Champions, we could run something like Overload Auto Rifle, but I don't really want to run anything like that. And Riptide, as long as I do like top half damage with the mag, I will slow the Overload Champions, and then that will allow me to do enough damage so I can get them low and then get an emote and finisher on them. If you run something like Overload Auto Rifle, that's completely up to you. Just know that's why I'm running Riptide, and man, I just like running the Fusion Rifle as well. That way I have a special ammo weapon, and then a heavy ammo weapon, obviously, and then something with ammo that's constant, like a primary weapon. That way I know I'm always having something I could do damage with. That's why I have Riptide. And then for the secondary weapon, Polar Slants, this is going to help me with the barrier champions, as well as just synergy with ad killing and everything with this class. I should say this loadout. And then for the heavy weapon, I am running Apex Predator. Now, here you can put whatever you want. I'm running Apex Predator just because of the rocket launcher damage boost. That way when I'm in the boss room or something like that, I can go ahead and do a little more damage with this weapon. But again, feel free to make changes wherever you think it's necessary. Just try not to use it against Overload Champions because I am going to be using Overload Rocket Launcher. And I'm not going to try to shoot the Overload Champions with this because it's most likely going to one-shot them. But I do have it here just for the boss fight and stuff like that. Now for the armor, I'm running Celestial Nighthawk, the exotic helmet with 2 Solar Siphon mods and a Dynamo mod. And then for the arms, Solar Loader and Heavy Handed, the chest piece, 2 arc damage resistant mods and Charged Up. Then for the legs, Stacks on Stacks and 2 Kinetic Weapon Surge mods. And then the cloak is going to be 2 Bomber mods and a Time Dilation mod. Now getting into the artifact, feel free to pause it right here and just copy it if that's what you want to do. But the first row doesn't really matter. If you're doing something else for Overload Champions, you can pick between Pulse Rifles or Auto Rifle. But again, just remember that's kind of something you have to choose. And then same thing for if you're using something else besides Polar Slants, your only option here, at least for the artifact, is going to be sidearms. But again, pick whatever you want for the first row. For the second row, I recommend Kindling Trigger and Blast Radius if that's something that you're going to be doing like me, is getting kills on red health bar enemies with RPGs and stuff like that. Because there is going to be a part of this Nightfall where we're just sitting in one spot and we're going to have to, deal with groups of enemies. So that's why I have this on just in case. From Whence You Came isn't that useful because it's not Taken or Sworn Combatant, so just ignore this one. Flint Striker I recommend, as well as Wished Into Being. Heart of the Flame doesn't work because we don't have allies and we're not casting Radiant. If you're playing with a group, then this would be useful, but if you're in my scenario where you're playing solo, not that helpful. Then Overload Rocket Launcher. This can help stun overloads if you're like really under leveled. That way you can do like half damage with it. But I think with the Rocket Launcher, just surge and everything, it's just gonna make you one-shot champions. But I have it here just in case. But again, I'm not really gonna use it that much. And then for the last row, Raise of Precision and Solo Operative, I highly recommend these two. That way, Solo Operative, since we're playing solo, we get increased damage and everything. And Raise of Precision, while Radiant Solar Precision Final Blows cause combatants to ignite. That's going to help us as well as Flint Striker because Rapid Solar Weapon Precision hits and Rapid Solar Weapon Final Blows grant Radiant. So we're going to stay Radiant, and that's how we're going to be able to use Polar Slants for Barrier Champions, is because we're going to keep hitting crits. And then every time we hit those crits, we're going to become Radiant, and that's going to allow us to have barrier damage for any weapon that's the Riptide or the Polar Slants. So that's a kind of breakdown right there. Again, make changes wherever you feel like it's necessary. But now, since we went over the loadout, let's get into the gameplay. So you can see I'm going to go ahead and load into this right now. I'm just going to put it on private, and I'm going to load in. There's also one other thing I forgot to mention is that I do have the Gold Contenders boon active right here. You can see it says weapon and abilities empower each other. Defeating combatants with abilities grants increased weapon damage. Defeating combatants with weapons grants increased ability recharge speed. And pretty much it's active throughout the whole week until weekly reset. So just know that if you're noticing the buffs and everything going on the left side of the screen, that's most likely why. But now that I mentioned that, we're going to go ahead and just load in. And I'm going to go ahead and go straight for these arc pulses. So I'm going to take my hoverboard out. And then we can just go over here. Yeah, just be careful with these enemies here, like these guys, whatever they're called, the fallen annoying ones on their sparrows or whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and just try to pass them. Also watch out for the vandals because they're gonna try to snipe you. Now that we got those pulses, there's gonna be a new set right here. And what I'm gonna do is get out and just shoot at these shanks over here. And what I like to do is just leave this one as the last one, so I'm gonna wrap back over here later. But I'm gonna go ahead and collect as many pulses as I can. And I'm gonna leave that orange health bar there so I can kill them later with an emote and finisher. Watch out for these, because look, they're gonna make their way over here, and I'm just gonna blow them up because they're super annoying. Is this another one behind me? Nah, it's just a mine. Now I'm getting hit by that. There's also vandals up here that you can get rid of, so let me do that right now. There's an orange health bar there as well. But now that we're doing this, I'm just gonna get these, and then we can start making our way around to the other ones. So I'm gonna get this orange health bar, enemy low. If he would stop running for me, that'd be great. Emote and finisher. And then you can see we got our finishing touches and insult to injury medal. I'm gonna go get this guy. You can get him later on, and I'll show that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and try to get him low. I'm not hitting any crits on them because I don't want to kill them. Alright, he's running from me, so now I'm gonna get him later. But I'm not gonna do that because then I have to go pick up this arc pulse. Let's go ahead and get this guy low. There we go. We actually almost killed him right there. So emote finisher. Get our 2 medals. Pick this up. And then use this jump portal. Portal pad, whatever. And then go ahead and get rid of these red health bar enemies. There's going to be an orange health bar. There he is. I'm pretty sure that's been like, what, 4 orange health bar enemies so far. And I highly recommend getting these because they're the easiest ones to get. And you don't really have to worry too much about dying, as you can see here. And literally later on in the Nightfall, you are going to have several enemies that are going to be like pretty much all over you, and that's going to make it like awkward gunfights, you know, to try to lower an orange health bar or a champion and then emote and then get a finisher off. It's just going to be like putting you in a weird spot, and then you might take a bunch of damage, and then the last thing you want to do is end up dying, because if you die in a restricted zone, you end up losing a bunch of score. But now I can make my way through here. And these guys are so annoying. Now we are going to have a overload champion here, as well as these red health bar enemies. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of the red health bar enemies and leave the champion for last. They're dropping me a lot of heavy. I was not expecting all of this. But you can see I'm going to take Riptide out, and then just start hitting them with Riptide. And then you can see eventually you will get the stun and a freeze. So I'm going to go ahead, emote, and finisher. And then we're going to get that. I do want to go back to that special ammo that was there earlier, but I'm just going to go forward. So we are going to have another overload champion right here. You can see him hit those crits. You can dodge these lasers if you just are a little safe there. And then I'm going to move up right here. You can see I got the stun off the first hit right there. And then we're going to emote and then finisher. And then we get our 3 medals there. I'm going to go ahead and shoot these mines. And then I believe there is going to be an orange health bar here. So let me just be a little careful. Let me just double check. Let me just hit these crits done. I guess I was... Okay, no, I was not lying. Alright, never mind. Alright, let me be careful. I don't want to kill him. And if I shoot him right now with a solar weapon, it's going to ignite him. There we go. Emote, finisher. There you go. Finishing touches and insult to injury. And we're already at 72k. Now this room is going to be very annoying. There is going to be an overload champion, which I'm trying to see. There it is. And there's going to be plenty of orange health bar enemies, so if you're playing with a team here, this is where you can kind of coordinate it, where someone is just straight up killing red health bar enemies, and one is actively going for the orange health bar enemies. But I'm going to just go ahead and not care too much about it. I'm going to get this one, because this one's pretty much an easy kill. Let me go get him right now, actually, before he dies. Emote, finisher. And then we got those enemies. I'm going to go ahead and try to get the overload. Emote, finisher. And you can see I got 3 shots left, so some special ammo to drop would be really nice, but it doesn't look like there's any right now. But we are going to have more Overload champions, at least 2 more, and then I believe a barrier champion and a mini-boss servitor. I don't remember if you can finisher the servitor, but I'll go ahead and try it just to see. But you can just camp right here, because I mean that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just stand right here on the plate. You can see we got our next Overload enemy right here. They just dropped me more special. I'm going to just hop off the plate real quick. Whenever you hop on and off the plate, it will tell you return to ghost, so just know that. It will stop your progress to filling up the bar. Now what I want to do is before I reach a certain bar of progress, it's going to end up spawning in the servitor and the mini-boss, barrier servitor and the mini-boss servitor. I'm going to try to get rid of these Overload champions real quick. Just because if you let it stay alive long enough, then all of them are going to hit you after a certain point, and that's the one thing I don't want. You can see that orange health bar got in the way. Emote finisher. Could have gotten it on the orange health bar, but that's too bad. Go ahead and emote. There should be another Overload unless I was imagining it wrong, but I could have sworn there was 2. We're at 30% mark. Unless maybe it's in the spawn like right now or something. Okay, I'm gonna miss all those shots. Okay, here's the servitor and the mini boss servitor that I was talking about. Now they are gonna make these enemies immune, so I'm gonna try to deal with this guy first. Alright, I guarantee he's gonna open his shield as soon as I get close. Emote finisher. I'm gonna go back over here. Alright, we got all 3. Now let me just go ahead and do some damage. And I really only care about these. The servitor I can save for last, but I do want to get rid of him quickly. I'm gonna see if I get an emote and finisher on this one. There we go. I could use a super on this guy, but I'm pretty sure I would kill the servitor with a super, so let me just try to be careful. I want to see if I can get a finisher on him. I don't see so far the finisher symbol thing, you know, the dot. So yeah, it looks like you can just go ahead and use your super. I just saved it just in case. You can see this is why I was remembering Overload champions, because there's like hundreds of them here. I think they literally just spawned in another one unless I'm seeing things. Emote, finisher. You can see we just crossed the gold threshold. And let me go ahead and see if I can get this one. That's not good enough damage, man. I should have just kept using... Hold on. Actually, I might be able to get it. Emote finisher. There we go. I think, yeah, there's an orange health bar there. I'm not going to worry too much about it. That's not good. Hold on. Another Overload? What are we doing? They're just loving these Overload champions. Alright, I wish I could throw this healing grenade down. There we go. Let me just try to get behind here. See if I can save it potentially. I know I could have used rocket launchers throughout that whole awkward encounter there, but I didn't want to run the risk of like an Overload teleporting on me dying and then I don't get the emote and finisher. But you can see we're super close right now. We literally need 10,000 more. So boom, it just put us over the platinum threshold. So you can see cross platinum. I'm gonna go ahead and probably just not finisher any more orange health bar enemies, but how much time I have? Oh, I'm at the 10-minute mark. That took me a little too long to be honest with you. So I'm gonna just go ahead and try to speed run the rest of this. So that's why this RPG is gonna come into use right now. If only this guy would stop moving. Did I really not hit that? There we go. Get rid of that. But remember, if you don't have the platinum threshold by now, I just recommend the champions that are there that I just killed with the RPG, go ahead and use your finisher. But since I hit the platinum threshold already, I'm going to go ahead and just not do that because it's pretty annoying, to be honest, at this point, especially through this area. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and take my hoverboard out. And then we have to get more arc pulses because yay. Let me go ahead and actually jump up here. I'm going to actually just blow this guy up because there's going to be several of those that are going to be chasing me. Make my way over here. Like I mentioned, they're just chasing me. Now that we got that one, I didn't miss this one right here. Okay, that would have been bad. Let's go ahead and go right here. And then another one, yay. My absolute favorite thing to do is collect the arc pulses and have to worry about these guys. Let's see if I can actually go through here. And this should be the last one. No way, right? Are you kidding me? Well, you can die here. Okay, you can die here. It's not a respawn restricted zone, but like I didn't want to waste too much heavy, but oh, there we go. Let's just move on.
Hello?
And now that we went over all of that annoying stuff, we can go ahead and make our way back here. Now these Vex in the area here are going to count for score. I'm just going to show you that very quickly, and I do recommend that you kill them just in case. That way, like I said, if you do hit that 20-minute mark and you need extra score to like kind of make up for the time that you're going to lose and the points that are going to be taken away, you can see these will give you points. I'm pretty sure there's no orange health bars, so the only thing is there's going to be regular enemies. Make my way down here. You can see some more Vex. Alright, I somehow managed to throw all of the blades right behind the enemy. But here you're going to see a Vex right here, Minotaur. You could either just Polaris Lance, or I'm just going to Golden Gun. Even if you don't hit the crit, you end up one-shotting. I think I just saw an orange health bar. Yeah, I did right here. Emote and finisher, even though they just took my kill, so great. I'll save that guy there for last. I would use my rocket launcher here, but I want to save shots for the boss room. Go ahead and use this. And it despawned the Shank, so apparently you have to get those finishers beforehand. Alright. Can this get any worse? Let's go ahead and move down here. Make sure this is reloaded. There is going to be 2 more opportunities for orange health bars, so this is kind of like your last chance, really, before you have to start kind of panicking if you're not at the score. There's also a champion here, which I forgot about, so that's going to help. Emote, finisher, and then this guy's just a red health bar enemy. Now there's gonna be orange health bar, yeah, right here. They're gonna both be towards the end. These are all red. Okay, now there's go ahead and get rid of that. Alright, these boys are pretty annoying. Run at this guy real quick so I don't get shot by the other one. Emote, finisher. And then we're gonna run over here. Where'd this guy go? It's pretty low. Emote, finisher. Almost fell off. Now we're just gonna make our way right here. Now we got 5 minutes until we start to lose score. Go ahead and just get rid of these shanks. And then this is gonna be probably the most annoying boss just because you can't like one phase him or whatever. So you can see I'm gonna shoot at him a little bit. I just want him to stop being invisible so I can see the crit and try not to miss. There we go. No way. That's depressing. That really is. But you can see my rocket launcher made up for the missed crit. Regardless, even if I did hit the crit, he was going to always teleport. Just got to watch out for these annoying enemies here. Trying to see if I can build up more super energy with the melee. And that's just not going to kill him. Orange health bar, emote finisher. Again, you could do that, but I just did it there, so that's all the opportunity. Let me just go ahead and use this RPG. Now he's going to spawn back here, and there's going to be a barrier champion. So I'm going to try to get that barrier champion very quickly. I'm just not even going to focus on the boss. I'm just going to solely focus on this guy. Brother. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just golden gun that. Because that's, at this point, way more annoying than this guy is. Go ahead and throw that down. Another barrier champion. I was not expecting that, I'm gonna be honest with you. I only remembered one of them. Go ahead and deal with those. I'm just clearing this out, that way I have safe areas over here. Get rid of the servitor too, just in case he makes any more enemies immune. We got our finisher, or not our finisher, a super. This guy, bro. There we go, he's gonna go run away now. I'm gonna emote a finisher just for the memes at this point. And he just died because he wanted to run away from me and he was on fire. More heavy. This should help me get the kill, to be honest. Is he even... where's he at? He's back here. And he really just ran away from me again. I'll get more heavy. I do have this super as well. Guy, he's annoying. He just teleports, leaves, comes back, does whatever he wants. There he is. Well, it's over. I was kind of stressing out right there at the end because it was a little annoying. All champions defeated, so there we go. And let me just wait for this to show the score. We have a score of 275,844. So remember, platinum is 175k. So we pretty much got 100k extra points. So again, not too difficult. If you're only going for the platinum, I just recommend you do it once, and then obviously whatever you want is up to you after that point. But let me just see, did that beat like a score or anything? Because I think that's my highest score right now. Yeah, 275,843. Yeah. So that's going to do it for the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell so you don't miss another video. Drop a follow on my Twitch, twitch.tv/MochaJam0. A playlist with my Lost Sector guides will be popping up on screen right now. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.